Welcome to Outlaw Wheels. They're coming, so be ready. Standing here with Piero, Outlaw Wheels.
Welcome, people of Earth.
Whereabouts in America are you from?
Originally I was from the San Fernando Valley, the mecca of hot rodding, and then moved over to the Inland Empire, kind of Pomona area by the Pomona Fairgrounds, about 15 minutes from Pomona.
What got you into hot rodding and mad fabricators?
Oh, how much time do you have on that?
Well, just give us a rough little, you know.
Well, hot rodding just kind of in the early 90s with when the resurgence of the traditional hot rodding. I was involved with all those guys, the shifters and the choppers and all those. I was in a car club called Them. So we were kind of a traditional hot rod club with all those guys, and you know we kind of like started this sort of subculture with the traditional hot rods, taking guys that wanted to put LS motors in their hot rods and taking their Oldsmobile motors and their 4.2 intakes and kind of assembling together. And at that time we thought getting a 32 that's nice when we were younger would be like, oh my god, that's a $800,000 car. It just was like out of reach. But with guys like the shifters and them, they showed us that we could do it on the cheap. We could, and it's kind of pure. It's like how it was, right?
Yeah, I watched a lot of the video and they're really good.
Yeah, it's like pure hot rodding. So I got into that, the rockabilly music, the culture, the clothing, all of that. It's just kind of the lifestyle that I chose, and I, still in it 20 something years later. So.
For the viewers that don't know, the music that you used for the Man Fabricators, which was fantastic. What can you tell us a bit about that?
The old stuff was usually friends. Actually, some of my music is in some of the early ones. I was in a surf band back in the days, and I'm a musician, so music's very important with me. But it was a lot of surf bands. A lot of bands would reach out like, oh, I'd love to, use our music on your videos, and so, it was a nice thing to be able to have bands that were up and coming and no one really knew about it. And then on top of that, I started a label. It's one of the years of Mad Fabricators, and I started a record label because I had so many friends that were in bands and stuff that I was like, I'll put some music out too. So I had a record label, and
so you will.
So where were we?
About the Mad Fabricators and the music. You worked on the cars together. You've done the music together.
Yeah.
And obviously you worked on all the cars together.
I did some work. Yeah, I'm an okay guy when it comes to fabricating, but luckily I have great friends all around the world that pitch in and stuff. But I come as a filmmaker, and I have this kind of golden key, which I know so many people around the industry and around the car scene that I'm able to get into people's shops. Go talk to George Barris. Go talk to the Alexander brothers in Detroit. I was very blessed in those days to be able to interview a lot of cool people, and I still get to. It's not a bad gig.
Yeah. Was there a lot more old cars about them for you to work to get at breakers? We call them breakers here. What do you call them? Wrecking yards?
Yeah, I would say in the early 2000s, late 90s, we were able to get Model 8 coupes and stuff because, again, it was just a handful of guys doing it. It wasn't as popular as it started getting like 10 years later when it'd be harder to get a Model 8 coupe. I mean, now it's you can't find a Model 8 Roadster, or it's really hard because everybody wants to be part of this culture now. But yeah, back then you could find stuff all the time. Model Ts, forget it, you get them all day long. $1,500, all kinds of stuff. So just waving to some friends. And yeah, so it's been a fun journey. This year I'm celebrating my 20th year of doing it, and I haven't stopped. So, and I'm still doing it. And God bless everybody that does this, the car world, because it keeps me doing what I do.
So are you, when you're doing your Man Fabricators, you on the YouTube or you're giving DVDs again?
Yeah, no, DVDs are long and dead. DVDs are gone. I still get people asking if I can make them, and it's not in this world anymore. 10 years ago. And then I just started doing YouTube pretty recently. The first trailer of Mad Fabricators 1, everybody's like, you gotta put it on YouTube. And it was like, I think there was like 300 videos on YouTube at that time. I'm like, what's a YouTube? And I put it on there. Unfortunately, I should have monetized everything because by now, I probably would have made a lot of money. But yeah, so, it's...
It still stands out though. I remember watching it years ago, and it well stands out. That,
for sure.
The way you put it together was really fantastic.
Thanks. It was. My goal was to make it sort of a skate video slash. I don't know. Any Sunday on Endless Summer, like Bruce Brown videos. Like I grew up on Bruce Brown videos, like Endless Summer and those kind of movies, and I kind of didn't want it to be me walking around with a camera, and it just has that regular definition of it's just kind of like bland, So I would dirty it up, and I would put film slop in between it and put grain over it.
So you make it interesting.
Yeah, make it look like film.
Grabbing people,
Yeah, not just like, oh, here I'm walking around with like a $200 camera filming a car show. I wanted it to look like a skate video. That's why it has surf music. I wanted you to smell the gasoline through the screen, right? Like anybody could just grab a camera and walk around and like, oh, this is a 1950. That's how they were. Actually, that's how the videos were when I started. It was like, this is a 1957 Chevy, and look at the beautiful paint job. And it was like, nah, man, I need some music. I want fire. I want us doing donuts. Like we were sort of the jackasses of hot rod.
But all of you were the same, weren't you? Really, when you watch the video.
Yeah.
You're all the same. All of you got the same.
Oh yeah, we're all dumbasses for sure.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say you're dumbasses.
No, we. Honestly, it was just me and my friends having fun. And if people like to watch that, cool. I know what I like. I like traditional hot rods, and I like doing burnouts, and I like watching my friends do donuts, and I like to, jump cars through flames and do whatever.
All crazy stuff. Yeah.
All the crazy stuff. So people gravitated to it because it was fun. Yeah. And they still stand up. Like I was just watching. I haven't seen them. I'd edit them and then never watch them again because I'd watch them 8,000 times. But watching them on the big screen here was kind of mind-blowing. It's like, wow, it still looks cool. It sounds okay,
No, it still does. It
still
really
works.
Good.
It still works.
It's still there, I tell you.
Yeah,
really good.
So,
especially some of our young viewers, they might, want to see the Mad Fabricator.
Actually, you could find all the old ones on Tubi.com, Tubi.com, Tubi. I don't know if you guys get it here in England, but they're all on there for free. I think 1 through 8 is on there for free. I can't get them onto YouTube because of music clearances. Because all those bands, there's some sort of algorithms that know whatever, and they'll throw copyright infringements on me. So I'm hoping that in the next year to kind of do like a sort of revisit. So I'll be like, oh, and on this tape I have here, this is, the interview I did with George Barris, and let's cut to it. And then it'll be like, a re-edit of the Mad Fabricator stuff.
That'd be brilliant.
I think so, because there's a lot of people that don't see it, so.
Okay, thanks for your time, I really appreciate it. Okay, Outlaw Wheels UK, and we're sitting here with Lucky. Hello, Lucky. Nice to meet you, Outlaw Wheels, Where was you born in America? Whereabouts you come from?
I was born in Riverside, California.
Riverside, California. What age did you get into hot rodding?
Oddly enough, I started out kind of into more Harleys, bikes, and I kind of made the transformation when I moved back to LA from being around. And it's 25 years ago.
So you was really into bikes, so that's what you got you into?
Yeah, I was first into bikes, Harleys. Loved them.
Still love them. You still got bikes?
Yeah, I do. I just don't ride it anymore.
And you're into hot rods now?
Yeah, well, a lot of people think, you jump in your roadster, just like a bike, a little safer.
Yeah. You obviously got a speed shop now, so you're obviously making parts, selling parts, you've got a business in hot rodding there?
Yes, I've had a shop in Burbank, California for 18 years now. And I'm making parts. I work on cars less than I used to. And I just enjoy what I do. When I'm making parts, I get to be creative, create things that I think people might like and want. My shifter knobs are unique in the way that, you know, there's not very many alike. So it's something different for people.
We'll take some photos of that and have a look at them on our camera. Is it still a big scene in America? We've been out to America, obviously, a couple of years ago. It's still a big scene out there, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, it's big. We have, in California in particular, we have a lot of shows, car shows, big Grand National Roadster shows, and million shows. We're starting to get the drag racing, RPM nationals.
Oh, yeah, the truck, we see that, yeah.
And you guys have some of that now.
Yeah, beach racing and stuff.
Yeah, the beach racing and stuff. So that's all cool. And for me in particular, with the land speed racing, I'm 11-hour drive to Bonneville. So
11 hour drive to Bonneville?
Yeah.
Wow, that's not what, isn't it?
Could be farther. There's guys that drive from Connecticut across the country in America. So, you know, they drive 3,000 miles, which is crazy to me.
What sort of times are you doing with that car?
Well, unfortunately, right now, we've only done 108. Yeah, we had a busted up motor. My 5 vent valves and pistons hitting, and my engine builder didn't really do a good job. So, I've ripped all that out, and I put a new motor, strong, faster, better.
What engine is in it?
It's a flathead 8BA, so a late flathead, and it's
Was it running one carb or 4 carbs or Harley? What is it?
I have an Evans 4-carb intake with Strombergs, and I just couldn't. My whole build of my car was very old school. No real modern technologies.
You wanted to keep it as it was originally, really, in the old days.
It's just who I am.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to work on computers and stuff that people put in their cars. Like, that's a whole learning curve that I keep it old school.
And where did you learn your trade, like metal work? I've seen you on the films and things.
So,
Who taught you that? Was it you learned it in college or
I'm self-taught.
you're self-taught?
Interesting enough, I used to be a carpenter building houses. So, for half of my life, the medium of wood does what it does, right? And when I got fascinated with metal, it bends and shapes and molds and forms, and I was fascinated by it. So I just started trying to teach myself, but I didn't know anybody to teach me. And over the years, I learned how to do a little bit more, a little bit better things. Now I'm at the point where I'm doing foundry work and building patterns. My woodworking history. So it's all kind of coming full circle, actually. But I like it. I like it.
Good morning, it's Outlaw Wheels and we are at the Supernats at Old Walden. This lovely lady is
Della Nichols.
Good to meet you, Della.
Hi.
Can you tell us about your fabulous van?
Yeah, we've owned this now for about 18 months. It came in from, it sat under a tree in the States for 20 years, so it's all original paintwork and it's all original interior. The only thing that's been done in this country is it's been clear coated just to protect the paintwork. It's all original, so it was all airbrushed, original from 1976.
It's incredible.
So it's a Dodge Tradesman 200. So we've got a bed that turns into a seating area, and obviously we've got a little cool box and the sink. I said, so this bit comes out so you can sit everybody in, and obviously that makes up for the bed.
And is the interior all from the original?
Everything in here is original, so it's an original from 1976. The only thing that's been replaced is obviously the brown and the brown here, but all this is an original 1976 shag pile carpet. all original fur with the spindles. And of course, in the 70s, you'd think you've got to have a mirrored ceiling.
Absolutely. Have a little look at that. It makes you wonder what they were on, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people have asked me if I've had it swabbed to find out what's in it, and I really don't want to know. So, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of parties, I should think, when a lot of fun was done in here.
Yeah. What made you get into vans?
We've got a Plymouth Satellite as well as 68, which we're not bought with us today, but just saw it. I like my vans. My other half is more into the mopar side of it, more into the cars. But bought it originally because I have 4 dogs. So 3 of them are back at the campsite, and obviously we brought the pup with us. But I can get all 3 of the little ones in here, and obviously they can come to the shows with us and enjoy it for the day. And it's safe and sound. I haven't slept in it, but it's just really make a cup of tea. That's perfect.
Have you been into hot rodding for long?
Yeah, for about the last 30 years. So I've been going a long while. Partner's been in it since he was 17. Owned his first American car when he was 17. So
cool.
A lot of years.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. Nice to meet you, Trevor. Can you please tell us about your beautiful car?
Thank you. It's loosely based on a 1924 Model T. I built the whole thing myself. I didn't paint it, I didn't do the engine build, but everything else I did. It's a Speedway front axle with wheel width brakes, a 305 Chevy with a 4-speed auto. The body's all steel, which I made from scratch, and a Jaguar RS at the back. It's pretty traditional hot rod stuff, really. So it's a vertical column, all the things I wanted in a Model T.
Lovely. What made you pick a Model T?
I've always liked Ts. I like stuff that's a bit off the wall, which a T is.
Yeah.
We all drive different vehicles, just T's tick the box for me. I had a friend go, died about 18 years ago, and I thought, well, tomorrow's not given. I need to build the car I've always wanted, so I did it.
Brilliant.
And like I say, it's been on the road about 17 years. It's been 3 different colours. It's been white since 2010, and I just love it. It's just me.
What made you get into hot rodding?
My dad was a big influence. He was a truck driver, and I loved trucks. Then I got into vans. I loved vans all the way through my school days. I used to draw cars all the time. Got me into trouble at school a couple of times because I didn't do what I was told. And then when I got to my license, I just wanted to have something different. And I did it. My first car was a chopped Escort van, which I did myself. I didn't really know how to weld then, but I did it. And I met somebody in the village who showed me how to do stuff. And that was a pivotal point really for me. It showed me that my ideas could be put into practice. And that's what I've done. I've just, over time, I've learned to do welding. I can paint a bit. I work next to a painter now, so I don't have to. And then just recently, I started my own business up doing the same thing.
Outlaw wheels, and we're with
Graham Webber,
and it's lovely. Is it Chevy, I believe?
37 Pontiac.
Oh, it's a Pontiac. I got that wrong, didn't I?
Straight A, yeah.
But straight A. How long have you had it?
This one, 5 years, but it was locked away in a garage for 35 years, and it counts for lockup.
Wow, how did you come across it then?
Well, I knew the car in '82, and that's when I wanted to buy it. Couldn't. It just disappeared. It went in the lockup, and that was it.
Right, and then it come to light and you bought it.
Come to light, well, we couldn't not buy it because it goes for the other. We got some more.
Right, and did you do a lot of work to it?
Oh, well, yeah. We got the engine, brakes, petrol, everything. All the way through radiator. You name it, it's been done underneath. But not the paintwork. My boy says, you've got shiny cars, leave this one as it is.
Actually, it looks like it's got character, doesn't it? Is there a name? Sometimes like people name their cars. My wife names her cars. No name.
No.
Did you do all the work yourself, or
My boy does it, yeah.
your boy does it all?
Yeah,
And have you always been into Pontiacs?
yeah, we've got 8 of them.
8 Pontiacs. Well, you love Pontiacs. All Pontiacs.
Yeah, all done, yeah.
I'd say you're a specialist.
35 8-cylinder coupe through to a 66 GTR.
Wow, how lovely is that?
Yeah.
And this really looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much.
No
Thanks for your time. I really appreciate that.
You've got to be fit to get in there. Oh, wow.
Wow, in them days this would have been crazy. It really would have been. I can feel the wind in my hair going along that American High Road. Brilliant. And we're here with what's your name?
Gary Lampard.
Gary Lampard.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about? Is it a Harley?
Yes, a Harley Davidson FLH shovelhead.
How long have you had this?
1200cc. It's actually my son's bike. I've left mine at home today. I've come on a different ride. He's come around. So I've had this for 8 years, 7 years, and yeah, it's a sort of a pretty stock bike.
Yeah. Have you always been into bikes?
For a lot of years, yeah, and cars as well.
Oh, cars as well, yeah?
Yeah, I had a 54
Pickup, right.
and a two-door coupe.
So you had American cars before you get an American bike?
Scene. I like the car scene. I like, you know, we've been over, me and my friend here have been over to America, and we've done a lot of car stuff and bike stuff. We rode over there. And we come to quite a few decent events.
Yeah.
You know, nice events. You know.
You both go together, do you, all the
Well,
time?
I was proud of us.
You're
I mean,
good mates.
these guys here are all friends of ours that have turned up on their bikes today, so we know this lot, and we're quite local.
So you've got your own little gang, your own little movement?
Well,
really?
just we go on holidays and stuff, do some good bike stuff together. You know, it's kind of nice camaraderie of friends.
Yeah.
We all get on well, and you know, it's a great little thing. You know.
Who works on the bikes? Do you have Dan or do you
I'm not mechanically minded. I've got to be honest. I can do a little bit, but not loads. I've got people that do it. And
People that do it.
I mean, you know, we've got friends that do the bike stuff. That we
Right.
need a mechanic.
And do you use them all the time or just weekends?
Mainly weekends. If I get a chance to ride to work, I have done, but generally, you know, it's a weekend thing, which is nice. You know.
That's really good. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks
okay.
so much.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Alex.
Alex. Can you tell us about your full pop, which looks absolutely lovely?
Yeah, it was turned into a rod in 1984. It's had the engine rebuilt. It's 4.6 Rover V8 now. We've got twin turbos on it, so it's a bit spicy. It's running a Chevy 350 in classic 80s hot rod, so like Triumph front end, Jago chassis, and then Jag IRS at the back.
What sort of horsepower is that? Do you know or not?
The dyno topped out 450,
450.
but the torque converter can't keep up, so it might be slightly higher, but we're not 100%.
Right.
It did 12.1 yesterday at Antipod, so
12.1. Wow,
yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
I'm over the moon with it. I only wanted it to do somewhere in the 12, so it was low.
Yeah. And how does it handle up the pod? Does it handle all right?
All right till the top end, and then it's a little bit squirrely, but
Starts flowing a bit, does it?
Yeah. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah. Have you always been in hot rods, or?
No, I had sort of newer turbo BMWs until about 5 years ago, and then I've always been around the old stuff because we got old tractors. So I sort of put the two together. I like fast, I like old. Let's have one of these.
Right. And the turtle, how did that come about?
That was a bit of a thinking situation over a long time. So I thought it was green. It's the slowest car probably in Outlaw Anglia, so not particularly quick animals. So, and it's got turbos. So I was like, turbo turtle, sent it off to an art guy, and he just made it up. And really good.
We're going to take a picture of it, and it really looks good, the design.
Yeah.
He's done it. It really is good.
Yeah,
and,
that was the first revision as well, so he nailed it first time.
And the roof's a different colour, I've noticed. That's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all got cling film effects on the top.
What green is that? 'Cause it's a lovely green.
It's a Volkswagen green. It's dragon green. It's sometimes called emerald green mica. So it's the same paint, just two different names.
Okay, we're going to take some pictures. Thanks for your time.
No
I really
worries.
appreciate it.
Dougie McComb.
Dougie McComb. Can you tell us about it?
So it's a 1972 Mercedes W108 280 SE with 4.5 V8. I imported it from California, 2018. Ran it around as a bit of a rat rod to start with, and then me and two mates stripped it, bare metaled it, shot blasted it, had it painted up, done the low rider suspension, cut the roof off it, bench seat, etc. So, yeah.
It's absolutely immaculate. It must have took you ages.
4 years for the rest
Wow,
of it.
every little detail I can see on it is like perfect, isn't it? Are you a man with patience, or?
Time. I think time's the bet, and like because it was me and two mates that did it, we didn't give it to a company to build. It's not. It's a lot of people say, "Oh, you must have sunk a load of money in." Yeah, we paid for paint, we paid for interior, but other than that, it was me and two mates that did the work. So.
And obviously, it's some Mercedes, so it's a bit different.
Yeah,
you like things different,
yeah. Like different stuff.
Do you use it a lot?
Done 7,500 in it since July last year. So yeah, driving it. It's a show car, but yeah, we drive it every show. So.
And the interior, it looks like you've had the interior done, have you?
Yeah, literally everything's done. So the interior's done as well. So a bench seat conversion in the front, real red leather, ox blood, distressed leather, all the woods, ebony, black ebony. So, yeah.
Wow, it's yeah. Have you always been into cars? Or
yeah.
You've always been into cars, yeah? It's just your passion, like all of us here.
Yeah, it's what we do. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Gunnar. Yeah. How long have you had this bike? And what made you get into it?
Jesus Christ, I can tell you exactly what got me into it. How many weeks have you got? No. Can you remember a film called Easy Rider?
Yeah.
It ruined my life. Ruined it when I was a kid. Absolutely ruined it. Didn't build much of it since.
Yeah.
The only way we could have one of them Easy Rider bikes back then was to build your own.
Yeah.
So I've been building choppers since. This one I built about 12 years ago.
But oh, it looks older than that, doesn't it? What is it? On 70s?
It's 70s, yeah.
Yeah, it looks 70s, doesn't it?
70s is my era.
70s, yeah.
A lot of the lads, you know, they're going back to the 60s era, but 70 was mine.
Yeah, and do you drive it a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's a load of you, or just you just drive it on your own?
No, normally me and my lad.
You and your lad,
yeah.
That's brilliant.
But it's been all over the country. It's done all the chop shows. It's done a lot of miles. It's probably about 40,000 miles in that case.
Wow. Are you an engineer, or are you just mechanic, or are you just mechanically minded?
I am. My trade is a panel paper sprayer.
Right.
So yes.
So you paint them and you can do them.
Paint them, yeah. I do all the welding.
What about the engine? Do you know about the engines?
Oh yeah. The engine's been totally involved. I've actually got 4 of them 1700s.
Right.
2 of them's ready to go to chop, and the others we just haven't because the engines are infinitely rebuildable. You can just rebuild them and keep them running. Whereas the older bikes that we used to use, the Triumphs and the VSAs, as nice as they are, and as much as I love them to bits, they're not reliable enough now.
No, they drop a bit of oil, that's what I'll tell me.
Well, they do, but they're old now. A lot of them are 50, 60, 70 years old.
Yeah.
And I can't do with them what I want to do with this.
Yeah.
Like I say, this goes all over the country. It's fast, it's reliable.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the Triumphs, God bless them, you know, they don't deserve it anymore. They don't deserve to be thrashed down a motorway at 80 miles an hour anymore.
No, they're getting on a bit now.
Yeah, they are.
And you've got this lovely truck what the bike is on, which is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's
Vauxhall
Bedford.
Yeah, Bedford J1.
J1. Have you built this as well?
Yes, I restored this. I restored this one about 4 years ago.
Did you build it for the bike?
No, which is why it didn't fit. if I'd have thought about it, I'd have done the back a bit longer. But no, I built it because it's a daily truck. It's a daily workhorse.
It's really lovely. All matches, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. We're going to take a few pictures.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's terrific.
Yeah, no problem.
Lovely bike, which is a Harley, I believe.
Yeah, that's Harley.
And what's your name?
Luke.
Luke. How long have you been into bikes and trucks and cars?
All my life, really. Yeah, been here since I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what did you build that yourself? Or?
Yeah, I got to build it myself. The bike originally come from New York. All that's left of it's the engine and the frame.
And you've got that what? I love it. Yeah, it's really good. And how long did it take to build that?
On and off, I don't know, a year or so, something like that. Yeah, collecting all the parts.
And you've got this lovely truck.
69 Ford, this from California.
69 Ford from California. Yeah. And how long have you had this?
5 years.
5 years. Yeah. You seem into the scene.
Yeah.
And we obviously, you're young, so we need some young people in the scene. We really do. We're with Mick and his Dorset, I believe.
Yeah, it's a 1948 Austin Dorset, which I found in Portugal.
You found in Portugal, wow.
And through the Austin Owners Club, I brought it on 5 pictures. I sent the money out to 2 people I didn't know, only through a second party. And it worked out. Took a gamble, because I've always wanted a 2-door, and they're so scarce. So, yeah. And, yeah.
I love the patina of it. You kept it as it is. It's
original,
isn't it?
Original paint. I just polished it up. All underneath is new chassis, coilovers all round, 4-bar link at the back.
And what engine you got? What is it?
It's a 383 stroker.
383 stroker. Wow.
6.3.
6.3. I bet that goes. Wow.
And this was written on the back when it was in Portugal. It was like Lixo. And I had a guy who was going to do magazine art with Street Machine. It never come about, but he looked into it, and that's slang for old crap.
Oh, crap. Is it Lixo?
Portuguese.
And you've got the fire extinguisher. Is that a fuel tank?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Just a reserve.
That's...
I turn the tap, and gravity feeds into the tank.
That's brilliant. Have you always been into Dorsets? Yeah.
I've wanted one of these since I was a kid. I used to look at hot rod magazines, and they use in the States as gases.
Yeah, I've seen them in,
And they are so scarce. There's about 18 of these in Britain. Wow. I've since found out the Owners Club, and I think there's about 2 original, and all the rest are turned into hot rods.
Does the Owners Club still like you?
I told him, and he said, well, no one else has brought it back. They knew about it in Portugal, but no one else bothered to bring it back. And he said, at least you put it back on the road.
And are you using it a lot every weekend?
Every weekend. Club meets and going out.
Anytime you can get out, you're out and enjoy yourself. The smile of your face, you're loving it. That's giving you a lot of happiness, which we want to hear about.
It's a dream. It's a dream. And it is really only the outside body because it's all new underneath.
Everything's new.
Powder coated chassis I had it built by Odd Rod Customs, which is near Heathrow Airport. And
does it handle all right? You happy with it handles? Yeah.
It's a bit hard ride. But
it stays on the road.
Yeah, it really holds the road well. We were driving down here 70, 80 miles an hour, and I often wonder what people think. These little old cars. I was coming with this guy. We drive down. I wonder what people think when we drive past these old cars.
It looks pretty solid, though, to me. I mean, the paint's like patina, but it looks really, really solid.
The boot floor was rotted out when I got it, and I think the seals had gone. I replaced the seals myself. Then I put it into this guy.
Then he sent me a picture. He cut the complete floor out,
Wow.
which I didn't really want it that far, but
It's done now, isn't it? It's on the road.
and all this metal work he did, the tank, all the beam rolling.
Yeah, it's a lovely job he's
inside.
done, isn't it? Outlaw Wheels, and we're here with Steve and his lovely Cadillac. What year is it, Steve? Your
It's a
Cadillac?
1955.
55.
1955 Coupe de Ville.
Coupe de Ville. And it looks terrific. Have you done all the work yourself?
No, I did. I've done small bits of work. It was mostly done by Burnham Autos, and one of the main builders is that young man over there with the big beard and the glasses on him. You need to come over. He was one of Paul's work colleagues who did a lot of the welding, because of course as you notice it's been chopped a couple of inches and quite a lot of sort of subtle bodywork done on it, and this young man did a lot of it.
How long did it take you to do it?
3 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, about 3 years, I think.
About 3 years, yeah?
Yeah, about 3 years.
Wow, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was coming in because I've owned it since 2017. It's been going in and out of Burnham's every year for some stuff. The first year I got it, we put a later gearbox in it. We put a 700 R4 for the overdrive, but it's the original engine. We went to the Tech fuel injection system, electronic ignition, tried to do everything to make it drive as nice as possible, because my original intention was to use it to do some touring in and things like that, and I've done that in it, so yeah, it fits that bill. And then come back and done a lot of the body work on it.
Was the body took off the chassis when you chopped it?
No, it wasn't body off. No, it was on the chassis.
So it was on the chassis and then you chopped it, yeah?
Yeah.
What about the front screen? Did you have one made, or did you
No,
cut the
it's
screen?
cut down. As you can see, this one's broken, but there's a new one going in it.
Right, so it was cut, you cut it down and there's a new one going.
Yeah.
And the colour, who chose the colour?
Well, it was green originally, right? So it's not that wasn't the same green as this. It was more of a sort of, it wasn't an amazing colour green, but the paint shop and Paul fiddled around with it and have blended and have come up with this blend. So it's
That's what it is now.
It was two-tone as well, wasn't it?
It was two-tone, yeah. It had a light sort of a limey green roof originally, which I was never a fan of, to be fair.
Obviously, it's all been re-chromed, yeah?
Yeah.
It's been chromed.
Yeah.
And it's on here?
Yep.
It's on here?
Yeah.
Wow, what a ride.
Yeah,
and what's it like going down the road? Everyone's obviously looking at you. And...
Yeah, but to be fair, even when it was stock, you got that, because how often did you see a 55 Cadillac? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't see them very often anyway, do you? So it always caused the stir wherever it went. But it was a really lovely car to start with, because it was a 41,000 mile survivor. So a lot of the sort of people who like their cars original and whatever probably throw a bit of a hissy fit. We started chopping out, you know.
How long have you been doing cars? How long have you been hot rodding?
Me? I mean, all my life, really. It's what my dad's always done. For work since '98.
Do you do the engines and the bodywork, or just the engines? You do everything? Suspension, the whole thing, yeah? Wow, what is it?